Minimum wage is supposed to help less skilled, lower earning, typically younger people in our workforce and protect them from businesses that would otherwise exploit and underpay them. And while the mentality behind the minimum wage is noble, the actual effects of the minimum wage are not. In actuality, the minimum wage destroys jobs, kills businesses, and makes it harder for people to get the goods and services that they need. Now, I was able to see this firsthand when the minimum wage was increased in my town to $11, and it is continually rising over the next couple of years. I was able to see how this affected a local business, Chick-fil-A, in my town, because I happen to be friends with several people who work there and with the business owner. Now, when Chick-fil-A opened its doors, our community was very excited. It became a hub of diversity. You walked inside, you saw families, college students, construction workers, businessmen, all sorts of people enjoying waffle fries and chicken sandwiches together. And Chick-fil-A was also very active in the community. There was hardly an event you could go to where there wasn't a Chick-fil-A booth with someone handing out vouchers for free sandwiches to people. And it also employed a lot of young people in our community. One of my friends, he worked there and is still working there for 3 years. But all that changed when the minimum wage was enacted, and the owner, Mr. Vickroy, had to suddenly choose between letting people go to cut costs or to increase the cost of the sandwiches. Neither of which he wanted to do, but in the food industry, the profit margin is so small for every sandwich that it's impossible to cut those, otherwise the business goes under and all those jobs disappear completely. So if he gets rid of jobs, suddenly the services worth is worse, and if he increases prices, then suddenly it's harder for people to eat at Chick-fil-A, and that hurts the people that it is trying to help. Suddenly that single mom who isn't able to eat at Chick-fil-A even though she got a raise at her minimum wage job because the prices across the board in our town have increased to match this new minimum wage. And on top of that, the minimum wage also deflates the wages of anyone who makes slightly above the minimum wage. My friend that I mentioned earlier, he had gotten pay raises because he had stuck with Chick-fil-A for so long, but then overnight he saw his wages completely deflated because with this new minimum wage, the guy who got hired yesterday was making only 25 cents less than him. Now, on top of that, because money was so much tighter with Chick-fil-A, it didn't have the ability to give away as much free food in our community. So as a whole, our community suffered. Now, no one was benefited by the minimum wage in my town. But what's good is that the minimum wage can be stopped just as easily as it was started. And it's up to voters like you and I to make this happen. And it is also our responsibility to educate people on the harmful and destructive effects of the minimum wage, and then together we can build better communities in our towns, our states, and our nation.